Okay, so this is my SunDolphin Journey10 sit-on-top fishing kayak that I've made a few modifications to. Most significant of which is the addition of the outriggers, which are built from PVC pipe and basically a duck bumper from Walmart. And you can see I just put a bolt through that hole on the end of the bumper, and that went through a cap on a piece of PVC pipe. And then there's a PVC pipe cap, and then there's a little section of PVC in there to link the cap to the 90 degree or the 90 degree elbow. And then you can see a T there, and the same thing on the other end. Now these are removable, and so I have these little clips here so you don't lose the pin, and you just undo the pin and you can twist and pull, and off it comes for travel. So you can just take these off, throw the kayak in the truck or whatever, and throw the outriggers in separate, and off you go. And then I've got a bunch of these laying around in case I want a bait bucket on there. Of course, this thing's a live well. Now, the way that I've got this installed without doing any damage or modification to the actual kayak, okay, so it had these rod holders in there already, and they're basically just a black tube that goes down through there, and then it screws on here. And that tube, if you put a piece of PVC pipe in there, it comes out at a little bit of an angle, which makes it hard to join these two together. But I wanted them joined here for stability. I wanted this side joined with a piece of PVC pipe to the other side, and you had to bend it. You had to bend this middle piece here, has to bend a little bit to get it to link up with this T here, but it works fine, and it's really sturdy. And you know, I've put a lot of weight on either side of the kayak, and you know, I've never had anything snap or anything like that. It seems to hold pretty good. I don't stand up in it and rock the thing, but I've had big waves and stuff and never had an issue. So the other thing that so the way I have these in there is that I've stuck a PVC pipe down into the original fishing rod holder, and then I put a bolt through the black fishing rod holder that came with the kayak, all the way through the PVC and out the other side, and then slipped the whole apparatus down in there, screwed it back on. And before I screwed it on, I put silicone all around this and in the screws and everything, so you don't get any water in there. And I also added silicone to the existing storage compartment / live well, and silicone to the little storage compartment up here that you can see I've got some more clips in there if I need them, so on and so forth. That's not something that you want to put a cell phone in. Even after you seal it, it might be a place that gets wet, so I wouldn't trust a cell phone in there. What I do for my cell phone is I bring one of these little super dry containers along, one of these things, and then you can see I have a number of clips in here, and I have one dedicated for that. And so I just clip that on, and then I can put my cell phone and wallet in there, and it's not going to get wet at all. Those are really good, but also really expensive. You can see I've got some other clips here that are dedicated to fishing clippers and little pliers for getting hooks out. And then of course, oh, and then here is the plug to the thing, but I don't trust that. So I pretty much sealed that up with silicone and stuck that in there. It's stuck in there. I don't ever have any reason to take that out. I don't want any water in there. This one must have come out. I don't know where it went, but I've got that all sealed up, so you're not going to get any water in there. Same way up here. There's a little plug up there. I've sealed that with silicone. And then of course I have my anchor trolley here, so that you can, depending on which way the wind's going, which way you want to face, you can slide this thing and it'll run where your anchor is set to either the front or the rear, and it'll spin you around whatever direction you want to go. And then it's just a simple kayak anchor. I modified the rod holder a little bit. I took a longitudinally cut piece of PVC and black taped it on there to hold the rod better. It just didn't hold very well without that extra support over there. And added a few graphics so that it looks like a Reliant class starship from Star Trek, because I thought that's kind of what it looked like with the outriggers on there. There was a USS Armstrong on Star Trek in honor of Purdue graduate Neil Armstrong. It was NCC 1769, and the 69 represented the year in which Armstrong went up to the moon, first man on the moon. And then of course I put, instead of 1769, I put 1869 because that was the year that Purdue was founded, and of course 69 still represents the year of the moon launch. So the third holder here, you know, I've used that for putting a net in, or you could use it for a third rod. You can see how I attached the rod holders. Basically it's a U-bolt, so I cut a hole in there so I could tighten down the nut, but you can see the U-bolt there. And of course just use pulleys for the anchor trolley, stainless steel. And I use the paddle that came with it. You know, a lot of people like to get these fancy new ones that are a little longer and stuff, but this one works perfect for me, and I find that it doesn't really interfere. You know, I've got these things set far back enough that it doesn't really interfere with the outriggers, so works fine for me. So no sense for me buying a new one. And then for all my stuff, I've got a matching duffel here, and I've got a dedicated fishing tackle box with all of the lures and stuff in there, and I like to put my hooks and sinkers in something like this, because if you're fumbling around a kayak, it's easy to spill things. This is going to reduce that. So this just ends up getting strapped up to the front of the kayak here. Put this around it like that to hold it, and then life jacket and seat cushion go in there. So I put the seat cushion down like that, and then straddle the life jacket over the seat back like that, and you get a nice cushy recliner on the water. So that's it.